Fuck, it's so bright in here. Forgot my sunglasses. What's going on? Styles the Prophet with the 4G Audio Podcast. With me, like always, got B Show in the house.
What up, beautiful people?
Yeah. And behind the scenes on the podcast ones and twos, we got Jonesy.
What up, folks?
Yeah. But tonight, we got a real special guest.
I've
said that before, but tonight I fucking mean it.
Extra special.
We got Memo in the house tonight.
What up? How's everybody out there? Memo
Fucking
Moreno,
right.
what's up?
Memo from the Half-Size Giants.
That's right, Half-Size Giants, HSG.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Cheers.
For having me, guys.
seriously. Cheers, bro.
Respect.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yes.
Let's get it.
But yeah, man. Honestly, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out.
Super
for
excited too for this. So yeah, I mean, fuck. Let us fucking have it, man.
You're back on the scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after 15 years.
Yeah, so basically, with my group, so we basically formed in 92. Like, we came together as, it was originally ironic, Chris and we were long time friends since we were about 12, 13. And he actually, when I met him, he rapped already. Me, I was into hip hop, the whole culture, the whole thing.
Rapping along to the songs.
Yeah, you know, but I wasn't really doing it yet. And when I met him, he actually was already writing raps, and he had already met a DJ who at the time was DJing the community center dances and stuff, who he himself was in his early 20s. So he was in the hip hop scene then, like of those days, you know what I mean? He was in the local hip hop scene in Ottawa. So he basically like was already making beats. He was DJing, and he had a crew already. And basically, he took on Chris and started producing for him. You know, got him a beat and stuff, and Chris wrote a rap and stuff, and then he also got the attention of this guy named Wally, who at the time was basically, if not the first, one of the first promoters in Ottawa. Like,
Okay.
he was the guy in 90, 91. I mean, nobody was doing hip hop, especially in Canada.
Yeah, it was a completely
Right?
different
I mean,
era.
Yeah.
The stateside, I mean, you couldn't even get tapes. You couldn't even get like CDs. It was hard to come by, man. Like, there was nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? You used to have to go stateside to get some of the latest music.
I find Canada's late on most things.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
say like same kind of like era too, like snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it was like a little bit
Oh, that's
weird,
nice.
you know, like and then same with the hip hop too, right? Like Canada's
Absolutely.
like, whoa, wait a sec. Like,
Yeah, so they were, you know, so
at
when you
that
think,
time it would be
when
really
you think
like,
at that time where hip hop was a new thing, I mean, it wasn't very new in the States. I mean, it started in
Yeah.
the 70s, but by the time it reached a commercial level, you know, we're talking mid to late 80s, early 90s, which is basically when we started doing it and discovered it. And so then, you know, Wally was responsible at the time for bringing Ice-T to Ottawa.
no way.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, he had done a bunch of other shows and stuff. So he was putting on a show. This guy Devin, who was at the time was a guy. He was from Toronto. He had a song called Mr. Metro. It was like a funk R&B kind of. You know, I found back then too, anything that was like black music, like anything that was R&B, rap, soul, dance music, CNC Music Factory, whatever it was, to me, it kind of all sort of was one. You know, it was all just because I was eating up any kind of content. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that was of that sort of genre, I was right into it. You know. So this guy Devin, he had a hit at the time called Mr. Metro. So he got Chris and I to open up for him, and that was when we at the time we were identifying as Half-Size Rhyme.
Okay.
Okay.
But in those days, the first rap group out of Ottawa to really pop was Tom Green's group, Organized Rhyme.
Yeah.
Right? So
Of
check
course.
the OR.
Check the
actually
OR.
popped, right?
Like,
So,
it's so fun.
so that was, you know what I mean? And it's funny, like it's kind of like, you know, like now I sort of compare it to nowadays, you know, like when that kid Slim Jesus.
Yeah.
Just popped
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was almost like there's all these other people really trying, really taking it serious, and then there's this guy that comes along and just sort of mocks the whole thing
Yeah.
and gets
blows
big
up.
off it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Little Windex.
Yeah. So back then,
Yeah.
that was Tom Green. It was like,
True.
this guy blew up. This guy's representing Ottawa. But anyways, it was dope. And we got to do we got to do some shows with him in Kingston and Toronto and stuff.
That's
So
awesome.
and then it slowly came everything else like that. It was one thing after another. Once we formed the trio, because we had the idea of when I started doing rap, Chris Ironic himself was the one who told me you should do Spanish, right? Because I was at the time I was influenced by all the Spanish hip hop that was out, like Lighter Shade of Brown, Kid
That's
Frost,
huge now too.
Yeah,
It's like
like
a huge wave
reggaeton,
that-
and so he's like, yeah, you should do that. So we were just a duo, we called it Spanglish, which was Spanish and English, you know?
Yeah.
And then but we had this idea that we wanted to do, incorporate someone that was black, and we wanted to do this. We had this idea of calling it BMW, which was black, Mexican, and white. But the thing is, we didn't just want a black guy that would rap, because to us that seemed like that's just
Generic.
That's predictable, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
wanted reggae, right?
True,
we wanted a reggae, so that way we could basically embody everything that was hot and that is hot at the time, and it still is really, in one group. We had the reggae, we had the Spanish, and then we had the straight out raw hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? And then I don't know, man, somehow we made it work. We made it blend. From day
Definitely
one,
did.
we came together. We wrote that song, Triple Scoop. It's called Triple Scoop of BMW.
Yeah.
And
Triple scoop.
yeah, with that, we put it out as an EP, 4-song EP, put it right out. And at the time, it was just hard copies, being sold. We had HMV, like what I was saying earlier, there was no social media. Like
Yeah.
when we did this, we were like using any outlet that was available then, which, was the news, Much Music, the newspapers.
Yeah, I heard you guys had some shit on Much Music back in the
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
too,
Yeah,
right?
we had some videos on Much Music. We actually, one of the
That's
first
sick.
appearances we actually did as a group was because we were on our way to Kingston to open up for Organized Rhyme. But we had scheduled an appearance on Much Music. It was called Extendamix. There was a guy named Master T who used to do
I remember Master T.
Saturday morning show
Yeah.
so
The guy
we
he
were-
had like the big dreadlocks.
Yeah, the
and shit.
dreadlocks and stuff.
man.
Yeah, man. So-
Fucking right.
so we went on live on Extendamix, and that was our pretty much like we had just like we basically as a trio had only been together a couple months, and we were just this just kind of just all of a sudden we're on live on Much Music.
Yeah.
So it was
Holy
really
shit.
surreal, man. It was
Yeah.
definitely crazy. And then we ended up doing the 12 Inches of Snow tour with Snow. It was 93, I think, by then.
Sick.
Yeah, so we did the Civic Center, we
No
did
way.
Montreal. Yeah, and then it just, one thing after another, like we ended up, we did KRS-One,
Yeah.
Return of the Boom Bap, the 94 Return of the Boom Bap tour.
Holy
We did,
shit.
even there was Lords of the Underground, Nas and Jeru the Damager.
What?
Yeah, man, like the list just went on and on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we did so much stuff, right?
What?
And so by like by about 96 we finally put out a full EP a full CD and it was called Maple Flavor on Cruise Control. And that one you could find it still. We actually have like that one actually, like I'm being told by people that's actually like a classic. It's actually worldwide, that CD. Like I've seen it online being sold like in Germany and stuff. Like some guy
That's crazy.
asked me,
man.
he approached me to actually release that specific CD again. They wanted to press 100 copies of it and just specifically release it to collectors.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That
That's
only
serious.
collects
Yeah, man.
that only collect hard copies, because apparently he said our CD is like people want it, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their collection as far as Canadian hip hop's concerned. So that really, man, that's something that just came to my attention like a year ago when I was first starting to come back into this.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that really
That's
cool,
gotta light
man.
that fire again. I'm sure.
Yeah,
you
for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. It was
It's gotta
it
make
was
you
really
feel good.
it was really nice to hear, man. And this guy himself actually bought 3 copies off me for $75 each.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, because that's how much he knows. He was like, he's a collector himself,
Mm.
and I think he had them sold anyways. So that's what I'm saying is
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so it tells me that there is a market for it. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just so messed up because like none of that, like, it's just so weird, man. You know, because nothing was it was registered, but so much time passed that it's like, who owns the music?
Yeah.
How
Oh,
can
yeah.
we repress it? And
Yeah,
how's that gonna work? Like, you know what I mean?
So you
it's,
guys were
like, it's being sold online, but and stuff like that. But it's something that I want to, like, is this something I can, like, pursue and ask? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's hard to control. You know?
No.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good thing to know that that it's like that much. You know what I mean? And respected that much.
Yeah.
Well, and like,
So who are you guys? Sorry, who are you guys signed to? Like when you guys started, who was putting?
Okay, so at that was the thing. That was the other thing
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
so our manager, you know, he brought us to the point where, you know, we had done so much, we had done everything. We ended up recording. We ended up recording. There was another group called what is it? MCJ and Cool G. They were from Montreal.
okay.
Yeah, and they were another group that was pretty popping and stuff in those days. And they were with a record label called CMC Records.
Okay.
And it was based out of Montreal and as well in New York.
Cool G sounds familiar.
Yeah, no, they were big, man. If you look, they had a few hits back then, man, and it was big. Like back then, it was big, dude. Like, you know, it wasn't like now where you put a video out and whatever. Like, to get a video back then, like, it wasn't easy, man. Like, we got grants. Like, we got, like, the first video we did cost $20,000 to shoot.
Damn.
The first
Holy
Love
fuck.
Things Change, you know, and that was shot by the guy who directed the video for Maestro Fresh West, Let Your Backbone Slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we tried to, you know, to get like a director that did that video, because he's in with Much Music, so he'll make sure the video gets played, you know.
True.
So, yeah, that got played. We did another video, actually. It was called In the Zone, which was in the CD as well, and it was actually about teenage promiscuity. And in the video, we shot it in Toronto. And it was all high budget, man. Crazy. Like, we were on a car. I was like on the hood of a car with these like models. But the thing is, like, we were like 16, 17 at the time. And like, if you actually maybe ask some, whatever, you go back and you can listen to the lyrics of the song. But in the video as well, we each had our own girl. And then there was like a makeout scene in the videos. And so I was on the hood of the car with this girl, and they said, just make out. And I was like, really? And I was like, whatever. So we just made out. And the thing is, like, we went to town. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
nuts. So, and the thing is, like,
hit it off.
yeah, it was just whatever, man. So what happened was, in the video, though, when they edited it, they left the part when me and her start kissing. You see my tongue and hers start to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it was. And Much Music aired it a couple times, and needless to say that it like got banned from Much Music. They would not air it after.
No
because of
way.
that. Yeah. So needless to say, I think we were one of the first hip hop groups to get banned in Canada off Much Music.
Yeah,
personally.
Just
But
for
that was one of those
That's
things.
so funny. That's so Canadian,
Yeah,
right?
that was
It's
one
like,
of those things. No one ever really noticed.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because the video didn't get that much airplay. It got played once, maybe twice, and then they're like, "No,
We gotta pull it.
pull it."
Yeah, that's like or nah. It's called or nah. It's
Or
like Ty Dollar Sign and like
Oh, it's
a
the
bunch of people.
name of a
Yeah,
song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like Wale and some shit. Sorry, but I think it's that song. Don't quote me, but
Yeah.
either way, there's a video came out. It
Yeah.
was on YouTube, and there's just like asses and fucking. It's just like it's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome rap video, but they had to take it down.
Yeah.
So then they like remade the video,
Yeah.
and it's like just like crossing that line. You know what I mean? Like
Still,
it's like it's okay that it's on there, but
yeah,
it's
but
like
at the same
still
time,
like,
it's like it's YouTube and stuff, right? It's like we're talking like back in those days, there was no YouTube, there was nothing. It was like
yeah,
much
true.
music,
That's like,
national television.
yeah.
like,
That's like
kids
someone called in and
watching
said like
Yeah,
my fucking
most
kid was
likely.
watching
Yeah,
this video.
most
Like
likely.
Take it off.
handwritten letter maybe. Even.
Yeah, but I mean,
more than likely.
but it was like so that was almost so we're going with the story here, right? It's a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
jumbled, but so you get a sense of how we kind of came up, we kind of got shot into the spotlight. We rolled, but you're talking about record labels, so yeah, so there was a record label.
Yeah.
There was the CMC Records who actually
Keep us
signed
on
us,
track. Hey.
and they were back, like, you know how smaller record labels are backed by bigger record labels,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
just how it works. So their backing was someone in New York. I forget exactly who it was, but what we ended up doing a deal where they brought us down to Montreal, and this was another cool thing because I was in high school, and they're like,
Yeah.
you're going to
signing
Montreal
a
to
deal,
record.
yeah.
And we were like in Montreal for like a few weeks, like staying in a hotel suite and like just chilling out, like, you know, recording and stuff. Like 16, like this is like, it was just cool to me, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
well,
it was like
fucking
living
right,
a
yeah.
dream.
Like, yeah, we
man,
fucking
we're
living
living
in
a
it.
Especially at that
dream,
age,
right?
man. Even at this
Absolutely.
age, I'd still be like, this
Yeah.
is awesome.
Oh, totally.
But like at
Back
16,
then.
man, like, fuck.
Yeah,
It'd
so
be-
we did that with them, and we recorded 2 of our songs. We redid the song, the Triple Scoop of BMW.
Yeah.
We redid it like we went to. It was like, man, you should have seen the studio. Like it was like we went from, you know, renting a whatever studio, just barely recording the track, to, you know, in this, like, you know, this huge studio, all wood,
Oh, yeah.
everything, just beautiful place, you know. So they redid the track, like they redid the beat. They, you know what I mean? They just made it very professional sounding. And we did 2 of our songs. We did the Triple Scuba BMW, and then we did another one that we had called Suspension, which was about, you know, being suspended from school, because
Yeah.
you know, what else are we going to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So,
sure.
we weren't gangsters, we weren't whatever, and that
Yeah.
was the other thing too, is that when we came out, we just wanted to do music that was true to what we were doing, and as we grew up, that's all we kept doing, right? So everything we did was just real stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's
stuff
what it
people
should.
can
Yeah, that's
relate
what it
to,
should
right?
be.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
Yeah,
hip-hop's
so-
all about.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting a deal to record a song that the record label wrote. So this was going to be their baby. This was going to be the song they were going to have us record that they wrote. So the deal was, because we were very like, no, we write our own stuff always, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, they want to write this one because I guess they wanted the control of it, right?
Of
And when you
course,
think
yeah,
about it now,
that's-
that must have been what it was. They wanted the
Yeah.
full control. So
No doubt.
they're like, no, they're like, you could change it up yourself. You could say it your own way, but you have to say these lyrics.
This,
Yeah.
yeah.
So whatever, fine. So, hey, you know what? Fair enough. So the song was called "Escape to Harmonia,"
Mhm.
and then it was in '94. And in those days, there was a lot of gun violence going on in I guess in the States.
Yeah.
And so the song actually, and ironically enough, was about gun control and gun violence, and the place called Escape to Harmonia. It was called Escape to Harmonia, and it was because Harmonia was a fictional place that guns didn't exist, right?
Okay.
And so it was like, what you gonna do? Escape to Harmonia.
Oh,
So you say it
man.
4 times, but this is the part that really gives me chills when I think about it. Markland's only part in the song was to say, "Oh, where you don't need a gun to feel safe,"
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And this is like,
Shit, that's
you know what I mean,
Long
bro?
time
Like
ago
that's
too, right?
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And so we did that song. We went to New York City actually to record it. We were in New Jersey. We recorded in New Jersey. We stayed in Manhattan. We went to Harlem. Like it was dope, man.
that's still that you're still like teenagers at this point.
Yeah. This
too?
was like
Yeah,
after
Yeah.
we got home
That's-
from Montreal. Then we
Yeah.
were like, hey, it's time to go to New York,
Oh,
right? So we went there, and then it was like, yeah, man, it was cool. It was a cool experience. You know, we did what we had to do. We recorded the song. I mean, it was what it was. But yeah, there was always like, I don't know what it had to do with, if it was management or what, but it seemed like any deal we ever had never quite worked out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Something always, I think,
It was never seen through.
yeah,
the
there was
end.
never
Yeah.
some, and I think what it was I don't think I know, I think it was the control of maybe whoever had us didn't want to let go, or wasn't maybe gonna get, like, maybe to let us go would have been the best way for us to actually make it, but
Yeah, of course.
they had
They
us because we were on
yeah,
contract,
contract,
so
yeah.
rather than, you know what I mean, like, be the stepping stone for us to go with
Yeah.
someone else, they never, they you know, we stay, and I'm not blaming them, you know what I'm saying, but to me, nothing ever panned out, you know. We had deals, you know. Sony Records was looking at us, this record label was looking at us, like, we had that. So, but I mean, nothing, just, to me, it just seemed
It's a
nothing ever worked
business
out.
to them, right?
Yeah.
And that's a big difference, actually. Like, going back to the difference between then and now is that then you had to rely on someone to
That's right.
to sign you, right?
That's
to be able
right.
to get on anywhere, any radio station or anything, right? You didn't have fucking the internet the way that it is today.
Yeah,
Create your own platform.
Exactly.
You can't your way into the
Yeah,
world
so-
back then. Like,
So it's like, so then, you know, just as things went on, we're talking, you know, by like 97, now it's 97, I'm getting close to graduating. I'm kind of like at a crossroads, for saying, you know, not to sound cheesy, but to say,
No,
where am I
makes
going to
sense.
go?
Yeah.
You know, and you know what, to be honest, I was like, hey, I'm okay with what I've done so far, you know, like, I'm like, I had a great experience, you know, from 14 to 19 or whatever age I was, that I really, like, it was just, to me, it seemed like it was just over. The album came out and it seemed to just fall on deaf ears. It's like, it came out, but by then, the video, the second video, which was supposed to be our next video, gets banned on Much Music.
oh yeah.
You know, so it seemed like one thing after another, and just, I was like, you know what, I'm good. I just want to, you know, graduate high school. I just want to live, and you know, I was getting into my things, mechanics, and I like, you know, I had a lowrider that truck in
Yeah,
that
I
video.
noticed
that
that. I was gonna say, I
built that
noticed
in,
you got-
I built that, you know.
I was
so-
gonna ask you that too, because in the one video it shows you in the shop and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So I actually used to
wondering
be a
about that.
transmission mechanic and stuff. So I took an interest in that. So I slowly went that way, and then, you know, I started working, and whatever, you know, graduation came, and you know, we all kind of went our own ways. Markland, Giant, you know, he was still doing music, but he was always, you know, he was always just there. You know, he always wanted to make it, to see this through. So he always just kind of went along with whoever, you know what I mean, was doing something.
Yeah.
Ironic, during this time, he ended up going to York University. He got actually a scholarship to go to York University.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he was out there in Toronto, and then while in Toronto, he was still pursuing his music. So he started doing his solo thing. He had a solo EP.
Nice.
He put out, and so he was trying to do that.
Yeah.
And then me, I was like, you know, I'm okay. You know, I had a good experience. I you know, I did a lot of stuff not anybody will ever get to do in their life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. But I then I started writing songs about you know, like, how I was feeling, like, you know, the depression I was going through, maybe the thoughts, you know, things that were really real in me at the time.
Yeah.
And I just like the freedom and the fact that now I didn't have to write with 2 other guys and be like, oh, you gotta, you know, do you like it, or you know, does it work, or you know, and whatever. So, and then at the same time, you're being told concepts like, you know, you gotta do a love song, you do a song for the girls, do a song about a car, do a song about this. So now I'm just, you know, everything, you know, it has to be happy. You're trying to sell records, you know, but now I felt like I had the creative freedom to kind of do what I want.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, man, I started writing some songs, and then met some kid in my high school at the time. I was like the last year of high school, and this is a younger kid. He was like in grade 10, but he's just, I don't know, a little skater kid, man. He made the sickest beats. He's the one who made the Life Moves Fast beat.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I thought that beat's from, he made that beat in, what was it, 99?
Damn.
So that beat's 20 years. Yeah, that beat got produced in 99.
And it just came out this year.
And yeah, and so we yeah, man, I started writing some songs on my own, and then I was recording at this place called Swap Studios. I'd done, Markland Giant was still in Ottawa with me. Like I said, ironic at this point, was in Toronto, so I didn't see him much. But he was doing his thing, and then when he came to visit Ottawa, and we were just chilling. We went to the studio where I was recording at, and I had this beat, the Get It Made beat, and I said, whatever. So then Chris had like the chorus already, kind of like spit the chorus, and then I was like, within 4 hours that song was written and recorded and like mixed and everything. Like we literally were like, we got something here, you know, and we just felt like we should just try it again. I was like, at that point, I'm already like 2 years trying to like do my own thing, do my own solo shows and tell people who I am again, you know, like coming back again, exactly, and being like, Half Size Giants, remember me? But now I'm so and so, right?
Yeah.
And then I told the guys, well, you know what? Let's, and I know Ironic was in Toronto. He's trying to do his thing, and I said, well, look, makes sense that I said anytime I said everybody just wants to hear about the Giants. You know what I mean? Nobody wants anything else. So I said, let's just do the Half Size Giants thing, and we blow up with the Giants. I think we can do it. Let's try this, and then we can all branch out and do our, the Wu-Tang thing, right?
Yeah.
And that was the plan. So so then the recording of the album started, the Life Moves Fast album.
Yeah.
So 2001, 2002, we started recording all those songs.
Okay.
And then we were back and forth from Toronto, and then finally Chris ended up meeting somebody here. He ended up, they were gonna have he's gonna have a baby with her, and me. By this point, I'm having a kid too. We're just 2.5 years driving to Toronto, and we were doing shows by this point, and we're just and then the album, like, it's finally done. It's like 2004, and then just some, I don't know, just the frustrations and everything that led us up to that point, just over some misunderstanding, over some nonsense. The group just broke up apart again, and I said, the thing that had happened too is I was a mechanic at this point. I had an accident at work, right? So shortly after the accident too, it was like, I started abusing prescription pills. So yeah, man, that and everything else, I was like, once again, I'm like, you know what? I'm out. Fuck it. Right? And I basically, those tracks, I buried them, and I was like, nah, it never came out again, right?
Yeah.
And then we all kind of went our own ways, did our own thing again. I got very, very heavily into addiction. Yeah, man. So sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional.
No, you told the story about this. We were gonna ask all these questions, and you're just telling it, so it's great. Yeah, man. That must have been a hard time, though, for sure.
Yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough, bro. Yeah. So yeah, man. And then it wasn't until last year I finally came to.
So it was like another over 10 years, or about roughly 15.
Close to 15 years. Yeah. And once again, it was I got clean, and I was just like, I want to try this music thing, because actually I'd gone out to a show, and let me take a deep breath. So many memories coming back.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? You don't think about it when you start talking about it.
Yeah, it just floods in. It's all good, bro.
Man, take a sec.
Yeah. Yeah, because now we're basically getting into the part where, like, I came finally back again, a third time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also brought some Patron. Actually, my boy Ironic gave me this for my birthday.
Shit.
So I'm gonna actually take a drink out of this one.
Yeah,
finally. I was saving it for something, so I figured, why not?
There you go. Oh yeah.
This is that tranquil elephantizer.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tranquil elephantizer.
Yeah.
Tranquil. Who names this shit?
Yeah, seriously. Is there one guy that's in charge of coming up with the names?
Just how do you do it, right? You look at it.
It's just high as
fuck.
And you
It's
come up with that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, actually.
It sounds like something like.
How do you feel, bro?
I just picture like a meditating elephant or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The tranquil elephantizer.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah, man. So I went. Like I said, I cleaned up and I felt like I got my act together again, and I wanted to do something
Want to
again.
come
So
back?
I was actually staying downtown during this time because I was doing a treatment.
Okay.
So I was out on a walk.
So this is like within the last couple years?
This was 2017.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Yes, 2017. So it would have been 2017, actually 2018,
Okay.
January, like early 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a treatment thing. And I was walking around and I'll get some snacks and stuff. I did the treatment thing, but I actually I got the license for, not the license, but I got the prescription.
Mm.
And they're like, because they told me, they're like, if it's prescribed, we're not allowed to not let you take it. So I was like, if all I can do is smoke weed, I'll be great.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why now that's all I smoke. Right. But
Yeah.
so they're like, you can't smoke, but you can have like oil and stuff. So I was like,
Okay.
done. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so I was still able to have THC. But the thing is, you have THC in your system, right? You can still cheat a little and have a couple smokes here and there. Right?
Yeah.
So, a couple smokes and, I'm out one night, I'm munchies. And so I'm walking around downtown and I came to jam at Bourbon Room.
Okay.
Actually, because I saw Magic Mike. I actually know Mike.
Yeah.
I know Mike. I know him from, we go way back.
Way back, yeah.
Grade 3, way back kind of
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I saw him.
The recess days.
Yeah. So, and and like I said, here I'm like not doing music yet, right? I'm just like still absent from everything and whatever.
Yeah.
So walking around and I see Mike and he's outside and I'm like, oh, and so I'm thinking like I didn't realize what he had been doing throughout the years. Like I knew he was producing whatever. So, but he's doing his thing. He's doing his hosting and whatever. So, he was standing outside Bourbon Room. And he was doing he was host for this EP release, was Drastic, I think.
Okay.
Was called Feed Me Beats, I think it was. Feed Me Beats 2, I think it was. So Drastic was there. That was the night I first met Drastic. I first met Jay David.
Okay.
And I think Sid might have been there. I don't remember, but I don't think he was like rapping. And the other guy there, I think Shane or whatever.
Shane,
Abnormal or whatever.
Abnormalized.
Yeah, I think they were all there, and but I don't think they were quite sudden movement yet. They were just together, all doing their own thing. But
Okay.
but they weren't. No, they hadn't really officially. I think they did have. I think I might have seen a T-shirt or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they were formed slowly.
Yeah, but it's like it was like shortly after they just kind of like the hoodies came out.
Yeah,
and it was
they're
just
just like throwing it out there.
everybody. Yeah, so yeah, that happened, and I went inside. I did Magic Mike's like, yeah, you should come check it out, and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
So I went and whatever. I figured out a way that I could get out late because you got 10 o'clock curfew, but I managed to sneak out and I'm glad I did because it changed everything.
Yeah.
So I went and it was just across the street, so I wasn't very far.
Yeah.
So it was like I kind of went for a long smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I went in and I was just watching these kids rap on stage, and I was thinking how I used to do that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking how I'm a little better than that. And how we were even better back then, but whatever, man. It was what it was. I mean, they were still doing their thing, and whatever, man. I came out, and I was just trying to be humble and just do my, just do me. You know what I mean? I know what I am. I know who I was. I know what I've done, and I know what I'm capable of doing. Haven't written or recorded a song in a minute, but it's like it gave me that bug, like that. Like I just
to get back.
It happened again.
Yeah.
Because I had no desire at all, like whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then man. So I just slowly started coming out all the jams, man. I went to every jam, but I kind of stuck around a certain crew. more than others. And I represented, man. I was at every jam. That's the thing, is you can't say nothing about me hating or nothing, because I was at every jam and I was down from day one. But shit just, stupidness happens, and whatever, man. It is what it is. It doesn't surprise me. Like I honestly, I came back in like almost like a little kid, like naive to the whole thing, like thinking it's different now. It's not how it was 20 years ago when we were doing it, because we got hated on hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were the only group really popping back then, so anybody that was kind of doing their thing too, just always try to find reason to something. We're made up, we're put together, we're someone writes our rhymes. It's it was always something. It was like, no, man, this is all us. And anytime anybody questioned or we heard so and so is out there, they're dissing you guys and whatever, because they're trying to catch clout off our name, we always showed up to the battle, man. You know what I mean? That was what it was back then. It was real like that. Like, even the freestyle, like the battling, the rap battling, like that is not what it used to be. Like, I just went to CRB, or that one was a little better, but some of the other events, like, like, it's just it's crazy to me how I know it came out with KOTD. And when I started seeing that, and I was like, it's written now? Like, they write it? They get time to write it and whatever, but it's like, so to me, I find, like, if you're going to get time to write your stuff, like, you better be fucking coming with some shit. And you better not be screwing and forgetting your lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ironic, he was a battle MC. Like, he'd battle anybody, you know what I mean? And won,
But no preparation.
No preparation, right off the head. Diss you with what you're wearing. Diss you with what you look like. Diss you with everything, man. Like, no matter where we were.
See, and I feel like freestyles went the same way too. Like, freestyles used to be like, you say exactly what, like, off the top of your head.
Yeah,
but sometimes you see it where it's like, no, like, they've clearly,
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's written.
Like,
It's definitely.
Or you're like, oh, you couldn't have just made that up right now. Like, that was so sick.
Yeah, like, there's the misconception what a freestyle actually is. A real freestyle is off the top. You could do a freestyle as in you're freestyling, but it's a pre-written. It's a verse.
I call that the pre-written ciphers. Like, that's what a cipher is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know ciphers involves like many people, but you know what I mean? That's usually...
But I feel like that's how freestyles have gone, is like how you're saying, like the battles used to be like right there, like what you're wearing and like what's going on right there.
Like a battle right there.
Like 8 Mile.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
8 Mile. You know? And even like Ironic, actually, he went to Scribble Jam in Cincinnati. We went to the Super Bowl in 2003. One of the last things we did as a group was we went to Boston. He got into the Super Bowl. It was called the Super Bowl because at the time there was a Super Bowl going on. It was around the same time. So it was called the Super Bowl Championship Freestyle, and it was actually hosted by KRS-One. He performed and hosted the event.
So sick.
Ironic was the only MC out of, basically the only Canadian MC that got in to the battle. Out of 16 MCs, like, they only chose it was like all the best from the States. Like Diabolic was there, like a Rhyme Fest. Like, if you look, like, these are some real, like,
I know Diabolic.
Technique,
no way.
right? Like, those guys were all there. Like,
that's wild. Dance with the Devil.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So he did that. Like, he went there. Like, he battled here in Ottawa, he battled Jin the MC. Was,
I know Jin.
So that battle's actually online, and so Jin was known for 106 and Park champ. Right? He was like the undefeated champ.
106 and Park. Fucking
classic.
Remember the basement with Tagger?
Yeah.
Or Little Tagger or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good, man. So he came through Ottawa, and then because he was doing like he'd go across cities to every club, and then all this, they'd have their freestyle battle amongst the MCs of the city, and then the best guy will get to battle Jin.
Oh, okay.
So it came here, was actually Belly and Ironic. Right?
Yeah.
And it was actually Ironic who won, and then battled Jin that night. So see Belly, we know Belly too, back from way back. Like we know his older brother. Like he was we know him from the hood, like from we from the South in Hunt Club. Like he grew up in the same area, so we knew his brother, and so we all kind of came up together too. Like I'd done some tracks with them and Sari Masari and stuff. So it was like it was like right around that time. So it was like in 2003 when we were actually like popping again, because we did. Remember I said we recorded Get It Made. And then with Get It Made, we got it on we got it on major rotation on radio all across Canada, right? So that song was playing like on it started on Flow on 93.5 at the time. It's not Flow anymore, but it started on Flow, and then Hot 89.9 picked it up because Hot 89.9, that was their first year in Ottawa, so they picked it up, and then it went across everywhere in Calgary, British Columbia. So any urban station was playing it. So with that, in Ottawa, like during that time, like so Belly and Masari were doing their thing, they're doing their come up, and they were trying to like hit hard, right? So they managed to get their track on Hot 89.9 too. So we were like the two like head to head at that time, like, and some shit, like once again, some shit popped off because once the battle happened between Jin and Ironic, and Belly lost to Ironic, that sort of that changed the whole thing. All at that point I had to pick a side, right? And it was like me and Belly weren't cool anymore, and whatever, man. So then it was like so then we were like head to head, we were like for the city, right? We were the most played, the most watched at that time. Right. But then it was like
trending, as they say nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So now, by this point, that was shortly after when I said I'm out again, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously Belly kept going because we all know Belly now, right?
Yeah.
Man. So he did his thing, and good to him, man. I always thought that I never had no beef with the dude. I always thought the guy was very talented kid. I never had nothing bad to say about him. I always knew he was gonna do big things.
Yeah.
Swisha T.
It just sucks that they don't represent Ottawa as much as.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I find anyone from Ottawa. Swisha T. That's why I asked Swisha T.
But then again, right? It's like, would you? Because he got hated on hard.
Yeah.
Like Belly got hated hard too. Like I remember they hate on him. So it's like, I don't know, man. Ottawa's just got that thing about it, like.
Politics
like
city, man.
The city of the haters.
Yeah.
It's been like that since day one.
Yeah.
We're trying to change
everyone's
that.
got to be the best, and no one else can eat. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's take, push.
It's tough, man. It's tough. So
shouldn't be that way. Let's change it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right. Yeah. So when I came back during the
I'm good actually.
After seeing the the guys do their thing, and I was like, I could do this too, and I used to do it, and I want to do it, and whatever. So it kind of started with me. I did a little I recorded the first song I did was called Serenity, which was like literally the first thing I wrote and recorded in like 14 years.
Damn.
So I did that track, and then like I told you, all those songs, like Life Moves Fast, all the stuff I said to, like all that stuff was recorded back then, right?
Yeah.
It just, like I said, when it happened, that I decided I was, it's like the music never did nothing because, the masters. I went to the studio. I said, the masters are mine, and so it's like. So the music wasn't really out there much, I think, we had pressed a few promo CDs.
Yeah.
So anybody who had those, was able to still. So the music was still kind of got out there a little bit, but not as much. For the most part, nobody really heard the tracks. So I always had this, like, so what I was saying about videos, how hard it was to do videos back then. We got a grant to Get It Made. But we had Life Moves Fast, and that was the name of the album, and that was the one we wanted to release next. But like, it was like we did the video for Get It Made, the album got finished, it was just about to be pressed, and then once again, songs all over the radio, and then it's just I don't know, I decided like I want to be out again. I don't want this anymore. I've had enough. I'm done. And then slowly the airplay stopped and everything just kind of went away, right? But when I came back, like just a couple years ago, I had this idea where I was like, I've always had this vision for what Life Moves Fast video will look like.
Okay.
Right. So I just originally it wasn't my intention to do the group thing again. My intention was just to still do my music, but it was like, once again, I can't get no recognition unless people really know, where I'm coming from, right? And I just always thought the track was just so good, and it's timeless, man. Like you hear it, like you hear it, and it's like you would, unless I told you, you would never know. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, man. So I said, I always had this idea on how the video would look. We do it. I just wanted to do all just footage, but we hired James. James had shot Shoot the Youths for Giant. So that's how he came about, because when I saw that video that he did for Giant, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that was one of the first Ottawa videos that I'd seen that I was like, wow, this looks dope. Like the drone work and everything. Yeah. I was like, I was really impressed. Shout out James Harkness.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. And so we got him, and then James said, well, you guys gonna want to do some new footage. So I was like, yeah. So whatever, man. So we just went out to the bridge on the falls, Sussex, and but here's the thing. I hadn't, like, me and Ironic weren't cool, right? Like, for years, like, him and I were at the most, like, Markland and I, for the most part, I mean, he was a peaceful guy, he's whatever. But, Ironic, he's, we butt heads where, we're best friends first before all of this. So him and I actually hadn't spoken. It'd been at least 14 years.
Damn.
So he actually, like, over the years, he actually got really heavy, right? And he then, he was drinking a lot and stuff, and then he got sober. He's been sober he's going on 6 years now.
Damn right.
Sober, and lost weight. He's all jacked up now and stuff. He's looking good, and he's doing his thing, and he actually got into he's doing asbestos removal and stuff.
Okay.
So he's on his way to becoming a tycoon in that industry, right?
Yeah.
He wants to be big. He wants to, and he's doing all right though, man. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He just picked up a place and stuff. So we've just been all summer working on the house and stuff. That's where I've been all summer out there and stuff. It's really nice. So, but we got away. We just got, like, he had just gotten the place just before we just started, like, so that's what happened. So the Life Moves Fast thing, we did the video, and then I kind of got sidetracked about it. But with Chris, what I was saying is, him and I, we didn't speak. Like, the last 2 times him and I saw each other was years apart, but it wasn't pretty. Like, we beefed, right? So so he actually came out, like, me and Markland, Giant had already done our parts for the video, and it was just his parts left, and I was like, you know what I mean?
Waiting on that.
Yeah, so we did it, man. We called him up, and it's actually kind of weird. I actually ran into him because I do renovations as well. So I was at Home Depot, and then he was there picking up some stuff, and I hadn't seen him at all, but I was already planning to, like, message him and be like, yo, like, we're doing this video.
Yeah.
You're gonna be part of it, whatever. And I ended up running into him before that happened, right? So it kind of, and it was like, hey, so it kind of broke the ice there, right? And then I was able to pitch it to him, and then I was able, then I got his number actually, and then we were able to. So it's weird the way things happen, right?
It's meant to be.
So then we did the video, and then like I said, it was just supposed to be this Half-Size Giants thing, because, like, I'm saying, Chris, he kind of stopped with the music thing, and he's trying to do his business thing now, and Giant's still been trying to do he's got his videos and his solo thing he was doing, and here me, I'm just coming back. So I just want this video, I just want to put it out and be like, this is who I am, you know what I mean? Like, watch this video and you could see, the history of us and stuff like that, and that's all I really wanted. And I like the track. But once again, man, it just, people were like, oh, you guys are back together, and it was like there was this buzz in the city again. Over it. So we got the chance to do the Obi Trice show. That was the first show we did together since we were back.
Okay.
So we did Obi Trice, so that would have been, I guess,
That was last December, I think.
Last December or February, something like that.
Yeah. We missed that one too, man. I remember that too.
So really and truly,
should have been there.
Yeah, so really and truly, as a group, we weren't even really together 6 months. Like, we had just done the Life Moves Fast video. We dropped it. I remember we dropped it just shortly after the New Year, because I remember it was the debate over whether we were gonna wait or how soon after the New Year or whatever. And I remember it came out in the New Year, and then we did the show in February, and then we ended up doing our own headlining gig at Kinky Lounge, and that actually went really well, surprisingly, man. For being away for so long, like we packed the place pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, and so we did that show, and then it was like, we need to do a new track. Let's hit them with some new shit.
Yeah,
you know, like let's like
get into it.
Enough with the old shit. Okay, I get it. For me, it was more of like, this is content not too many people have heard, so let's just give it to them. Now we have the freedom to shoot visuals for them.
Yeah.
Back then, when we recorded those tracks, we would never be able to fucking put video after video for those songs. No way, man.
Yeah.
We used to get a grant, and even that barely gets you a decent video.
Yeah.
You know, 10, 15 grand is nothing.
That's great.
Now $500, $1,000, and you got a decent video.
Yeah.
So now we're like, okay, while we're working on new stuff, let's take these tracks and make visuals for them and pump them out.
Yeah.
You know, the ones who remember will like. The ones who don't know, I think, are gonna like.
Will learn.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives them, it just gives them something for us to instead of waiting to put stuff out, right?
Yeah.
I figured, why not?
No doubt, man.
And then came the Danny Fernandez song. So we reached out to Danny. We met him. He was doing a show in Ottawa at the Bourbon Room. It was I think it was Kiss FM party or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that night we went out. Elon actually invited me. Yeah, DJ Elon. Yeah, shout out DJ Elon. Cause he plays our stuff too, man. He plays it on Jump 106 actually.
He owns the Bourbon Room, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So he's Elon's good. Elon's good stuff, man. So he actually invited us to come the night that Danny was there. He said he knows Danny too personally, so I'll introduce you guys. Yeah, man. So he introduced us and asked him about doing a feature, and yeah, man. So he said yeah, and I thought, if we're gonna do something, like me, like as a Spanish artist, I'm trying to do the reggaeton thing anyways, and that's kind of like the way I'm heading with my newer stuff, is gonna be all reggaeton.
Okay.
And so I was like, that was actually one of my songs that I had already planned. Like, that beat I had already bought, and was planning to make a song anyways. But then I thought, well, if we're gonna, I came to the guys and I told them, like, we should put out a reggaeton song because nobody's doing reggaeton. You know, Snow just is popping with that new one.
Oh yeah, fucking.
He's got a new one?
Well, it's a remake.
Yeah.
Snow one with whatever, right? So it's in Canada right now, and I figured, hey, let's see, why not? I mean, it's new, it's hot, and and we could still keep it. Like, that's the thing, is we don't compromise with our sound. Like, we don't really like you hear the song, man, it still sounds G. Like, it's still, the lyrics are still on point. Like, it's not like it's not cheesy, is what I'm saying, right? It's still. We never really compromised ourselves in and I don't know, man. As real as the music is, I find it's very appealing as well. Like, you could play it for your parents. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's for everybody. Music for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. So then we did Danny Fernandez. Said, yeah, man, let's do the feature, and he said, cool, let's do the video. And actually, we put that video, and this is once again how fate plays in, because that almost didn't work out, that video, because it was, we were either going to do it or we weren't going to do it. And we only had 2 weeks to do it. And man, like, ironic with his skills in business, man, he made it work and booked hotels and booked models and booked cars and you know what I'm saying, spaces, and yeah, man, made it all happen. We spent a good we spent a good dollar on that video. yeah, man. So we were gonna release that song. It was set to go nationwide. We had worked out a deal with a it was an entertainment lawyer who had agreed to basically send the song out, and it was supposed to be go everywhere, and every urban station was supposed to pick it up.
Okay.
Whatever, but yeah, man, it's just unfortunately our boy Giant got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that kind of
man.
put a stop to some stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was
Rest in peace, man.
R.I.P. Yeah, back in
That
the
was-
July or
And just June,
end of June.
and it was actually we did the video the weekend of May 26th, and he got
Yeah.
killed June. He got killed June 7th. He died June 7th.
Didn't you guys release something just the day before the video or the album? Or...
he had just like a week before he had just
Okay.
put out we had just put out actually all that music that I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
We put it out on Spotify with the new song,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the video had just set to go, and that day we had just made the deal to actually like go on radio with the song. And
Okay.
all that stuff,
That's
right?
right.
So that's like
Saw an
that was
article
the
about that.
day he died was actually the day that it happened. It all just
It
like
was
that. It
getting
was,
circulated.
yeah, exactly right. That when we knew,
That's
so
so
he was
crazy.
happy. You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
He in his mind, like he was on
Yeah.
cloud nine, man.
Yeah.
I think in his mind, I think he really felt invincible, and that's honestly what I think transpired.
For
Maybe
real,
it's like
eh?
I felt like he, I think gun or no gun in his face. I really know him, and I know that he was probably like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do it.
man.
You know?
Yeah.
So whatever, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but life goes
Cheers,
on
bro.
now, and
Yeah,
man.
man.
Thanks, man.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Rest in
I don't know
peace,
how we drink, but-
R.I.P.
Giant. So yeah, so that happened, and then so needless to say, since then it's been quiet. Like I said,
Yeah.
ironic. He picked up that new place, so we've just been out there. It's out far in the country, so we're just kind of sort of doing our thing, and
Yeah.
that's why I came. This is one of the first things I'm doing, actually, like sort of say musically, or to say that, hey, I'm still here.
So
or
still
I haven't
here.
gone
Still part of the
anywhere,
scene.
just like,
Yeah, man.
I'm
Absolutely.
I'm still around. Don't
Don't you forget.
don't get excited. I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I actually
Spot
just-
didn't open
Some
up or
time, yeah.
nothing.
I was just at the CRB battle. I was saying on Saturday.
That was last Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was dope. Sharon
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I heard
that's
that.
the one. I
it
thought
was,
it was
man.
in November.
No, it was
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, Sharon. So
I
it
wanted
was
to
pretty
see that.
good, man. It was pretty dope.
See, I saw a clip of Malcolm.
I saw his
Malcolm.
battle, Malcolm.
Yeah. So Malcolm
So check it out.
battled, and it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
It
Would
was
you
nice
jump in
it was
there or what?
no.
Yeah.
But you know what? Shout out DJ Alec, because every time I'm in the place, man, this guy rocks our
Yeah?
music,
Yeah.
man.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's just so like I love it, man, because it plays and you're just like, you look around and it's like people are into it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
like,
like
it's
he
me,
loves
that's
it
me.
too.
That's me. He's playing me.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, no, it was dope. It was good, and just wanted to give a shout out to Jugga from CRB and Dynamic, actually, because
Hell
these
yeah.
two guys are doing their thing, man.
Yeah, man. I've had my eye on Dynamic.
keeping
the
for sure.
culture
Not
alive.
that I've had it, but yeah, they're doing their thing.
Yeah, they're keeping the culture alive.
10 o'clock
you know?
tonight, actually.
Yeah, it can't
What's
like
that?
Dynamic show.
Oh,
It can't
shit.
be.
Yeah.
It can't be that. It can't be that profitable, is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta really have heart and love what you do,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right? So that's why I want to say shout out to those dudes, man, because they're really
Doing
man,
their thing.
They're really doing their thing, and really like Jug has been around way back with us too. Like he had Boogaloo Tribe. Boogaloo Tribe was his crew.
Okay.
Back when we were Half Giants, like early '90s, like back, like when it was like so the Ottawa hip hop scene back then, like there was still a good 10 plus groups that were
Okay.
actually like
legit.
Yeah, they were legit, exactly. And Boogaloo Tribe was one of them, man. They were one of the dopest for sure. Yeah, there was like a few top three that were around and that I really really remember that stand out. And there was Clarence Gruff.
Okay.
They were one of the first. They're dope, man. Rugged style, like just like they had like kind of like a reggae thing to them.
Okay.
They had a girl that sang, and it was just like kind of reminded me of like the early Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Like that kind of look, you know what I mean? That kind of style. But yeah, they were pretty dope, man. Clarence Groff and Boogaloo Tribe. There was, if you want to go way back, there was a group called Ground Control that they have a video out. This was like one, and they were right from Ottawa, man. This was in that video. I used to watch it on Much Music, like I was like 10, 11, like before I rap. Like I remember seeing this video, and they were from Ottawa. Ground Control.
See if we can find it.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I remember they sampled the song Soul Man. I'm a soul. They had that sample. That sample of that beat. It was dope. And so anyways, shout out CRB, shout out Jugga, shout out Dynamic.
Hell yeah, man.
Doing their thing in Ottawa, and shout out every other Ottawa artist
Thrilla,
DJ Live.
Bird.
Yeah, exactly. DJ Live.
Yeah.
Thrilla, all those dudes, man. Like the radio show, like they put in their work, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And shout out to every other artist in Ottawa doing their thing too, like straight up.
Getting on here or it will be on here.
Yeah, there's a few.
Hit
There's
us
a few
up.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few out there that I'm watching. Actually, one thing I gotta say too is City Fidelia. I don't know if you guys.
Yo, he's on for the Cranium Festival.
Yeah, so he's having the Cranium Festival. That was the other thing we're talking about is the Cranium Festival seemed to just kind of
that's right.
Right, but that's cool.
Who's running it?
Yeah, but that's cool though. I'd like to see that. We want to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's the best thing for the city.
Yeah, and
for
it's
sure.
a list.
Yeah, man, it's the best for sure.
For sure.
Top notch.
And what I was saying about City Fidelia is that actually he was at the battle. So I saw him there. I didn't actually get to meet him that night.
Okay.
But did listen to his album, and dope. It's dope. Yeah, it is.
Sweet.
It's very good. Yeah, like I'll be the first to say it's dope.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's performing there. There's already a bit of a list for Cranium Festival, I do believe.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, man. Probably couldn't go through all of them, but
Yeah. Dang. How's your drink, man?
Yeah.
How's your drink?
Oh, it's good. It's
You
good.
got one? Okay,
Yeah. I'm gonna actually. I think it's time for a shot. So
there you go.
loosen me up a little more.
So is next Friday the first time you're gonna be performing since?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not since Markland passed away. Actually, Ironic and I have done. We did the House of Paint. We got.
That was recently,
that was just,
yeah.
What was it?
Back in May, I don't know. I heard of it.
September.
Okay.
Okay.
September. Yeah. All bad.
So is it gonna be you and Ironic then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, like we'll if we continue to do music together, we're thinking we're gonna do a reggaeton duo
Yeah.
where we'll just keep it like that sound,
Mm-hmm.
and then if we do if we incorporate the reggae, then we'll never replace Giant. Like, he can never be replaced. Like
Yeah.
it's not like one of those things that it's like, oh, we're gonna audition the next black dude with dreads and that can do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Of course.
This is a long time friendship.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, I had more charisma on his pinky than what I'm saying than most people do. And so he's irreplaceable. So the way we figured, if we want to keep that Jamaican vibe, then we'll just feature certain Jamaican artists.
For sure, man.
Big Jamaican artists, whoever we can get. Yeah, man, we just want to do that. And the other thing we did, so I was gonna say, we did the House of Paint.
It's just a lighter.
Yeah, so we did the House of Paint, and the way we kept the the sort of the thing about like the BMW sort of thing to make it a little different, but we still kept it as we the DJ we have DJ Blackjack is actually DJing for us.
Is he from Ottawa?
And yeah, he's from Ottawa.
Okay.
He's Haitian. I think he's back and forth from Montreal a lot.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think I might have saw him in Kingston one time.
Yeah.
Either way, I've heard the name.
Yeah. So Blackjack's actually our DJ now on stage when and if we do shows. So shout out Blackjack for sure. Yeah, we were using another DJ, but things didn't really work out. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention any names.
Yeah.
Because things tend to get, blown out of proportion when you do. So
yeah, for sure.
I'll just keep it at that. And you know what, and all I had to say about that is me. You guys see me, right? You guys know me. Talk to me. You see how I am. Like
Absolutely.
I'm not a bad dude, bro.
I'm not at all, bro.
Like, so
You're a fucking real one,
for the
homie.
for the shit too, like the shit that popped off in the past, where I got sucker punched and some stupid shit happened. Like, that was all way like just stupidness that never needed to happen. That basically it was like I don't know what I did. You know what I mean? It was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
But whatever, man. It is what it is. It's shit got dealt with, and that's it. We moved on. And everybody's doing their thing now, and whatever, man. Shout out to everybody, and you do your thing, everybody do their thing. I think
That's
personally, right. The city could do better together, and
absolutely,
and actually,
that's what we're here for. We're trying to bring everyone together,
so that's really what I'm trying to do still, and I was trying to do that from day one, but it's just like I said, man, misunderstandings, egos, hip hop, it just. Everything just you try to make something work, and then people look at you like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Who do you think you are? I got that more than anything, so it was like, whatever, man. I'll just do my own thing, and so we wanted to go hard with the Giants thing. But it's just too bad, like, because you heard the story, right? You heard how it was like, and then finally we're back together. Finally it feels like something might actually happen, right?
Yeah.
The last thing I thought would ever happen was that he would get killed. Like,
of course, man. That's just
it just
maybe tragic.
The music doesn't go, whatever the case. But no, man. If to have him here still, I'll trade all the music and all the fame.
No doubt, man. Of course. But I'm sure he'd want you to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing.
Sure, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he would too.
Absolutely.
For sure. So so anyway, so I'm still here, man. We're doing our thing, and November 1st.
Yeah, next Friday.
Yeah, man,
we'll be there too.
We'll be sharing the stage.
Warming up the stage for this guy.
Doing the thing for Ruckus.
Yeah,
and,
the shit distributor.
Yeah, actually, he was like that night that I went out where I saw at the EP thing. That night that I whenever saw everything, and I was like inspired again.
Yeah.
He was actually there with Creep Squad that night.
Yeah.
So I had seen. So it was them. I think they were opening up for whoever that night, and
was it Mr. Jones by chance?
No. Mr. Jones wasn't there, but I think he was there, but he didn't perform. I remember meeting him because I remember I got introduced to him.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that was when you were talking about Magic Mike.
Yeah, the night.
Oh, that same night.
My bad. Yeah, that same night is when I'm just saying, like, those guys, like Ruckus too, is like he's one of the first that I met when I decided to come back into music. And
he's a good lad, man.
Yeah. For the most part, like I said, people have been respectful.
Yeah.
There's been some disrespectful ones, but it is what it is.
Not to name names. No.
Yeah, it happens. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, for sure, man.
What are you gonna do?
Give him some smoke.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Shit.
So yeah, man. Right on. Well, we're here now.
Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to say that really that one of the biggest things that I can't believe I almost forgot, but see, this is the weed. So we got a new video coming out. It's for the State of Emergency song. I think I sent it to you.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to it. It's the one
you hear the melodies in that one and stuff? That's all us. That's all us. Like there's no. That's all Chris and I. Yeah. That the highs, the lows, the it's all us.
Yeah, so those 3 tracks you sent this way are all new.
No, those are old.
They're old.
Those are all from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the one that I said to you sounded like I used to hack Spotify account, and I got it, and then all it had on it was the soundtrack for Hamilton, the like stage play or whatever, the whatever, and it was all like it was. I just mean because of all of the voices all at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, it reminds me of that just because it has all the same,
like
voices, like a whole bunch, and that's what I think that's what you're talking about. Is it's all the fucking like literally it almost sounds like there's like girls and stuff singing like there's like a bunch of voices.
That's cool.
And we did highs, lows, and
that's actually really good.
It's
man.
all ironic.
I was even wondering. I was like, who they hire? Or like, how do you get? You know?
Yeah.
That's sick, though. Man.
So that was again another one of those songs that we wanted to put out while we were gonna be putting out some new shit.
And that's what the video is for.
Yeah. So what we did is we had already shot one scene towards that video. With James Harkness, and he had the footage of just the one scene that we did with Giant that night. So then other work came, so we were kind of like, we'll still put it out, but we got other stuff on the go right now. So after he passed, now it's like, well, we still have that footage for that video, so we figure, you know what, it's a great song, so I'm just like, you know what? It's the last video he got to be in.
Yeah, man. You gotta get
so
it
what
out
we
there.
did is we shot part of it while because they painted a mural at Ottawa Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But it's gone now, right? So they only do I think they only do like 6 weeks. I think.
Oh, fuck that shit. 6 weeks.
Crazy, man.
6 weeks, at least a few months. God damn.
I figured at least a year.
At least a year, man. For sure.
Especially something like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
Then at least that way, like, you could go back a year later, and like, do your thing, say it, and then they'll cover it up, and then you could, go on. Yeah, for sure.
Understandable, but
it is what it is.
Yeah, man. So, but it's gone.
It's cool they did that, anyways.
But we did do part of the scenes of the video, like the rest of the scenes that we had to do without him, by the mural. So it was like as if he was there, right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome that you guys did that.
Yeah, so now it's gonna come out.
Great.
So I want everybody to look out for
we'll
that.
Be keeping our eye
it's called State of Emergency.
Let us know, and we'll just throw it out on our platform, man. Absolutely.
For sure, man.
We're completely 100% supporters.
Yeah. So, and then with that being said, I also got a few solo things that I'm working on and stuff, and but one thing at a time. Like I said, I'm still, honestly, we're still, getting over, what happened.
Oh man, it's only been a couple months at this point.
So it's like it's actually been it was somebody actually made a very close friend of his posted today that it happened on a Friday, right? So. It's 19 weeks actually today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's not that long at all, man.
Yeah. So
just shy of 6 weeks. 4.5 weeks. Or 4.5 months.
Even to come on here and talk about that shit. And,
man.
Yeah, man. That takes some strength.
A
lot of strength, man.
For sure, man. So it's
we appreciate you coming out and talking.
Thanks for having me, man. Like,
you're super open to, but it all.
Yeah, like first my original intention here, because I remember like honestly like. I was in Toronto, okay? We had just finished filming the video.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like I'm on top of the world. I'm feeling great. And then somebody sends me the fucking podcast with fucking Drastic and Sin here talking shit about me, talking about how they knocked me out.
That was about you?
They were talking about me, bro.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, what? They said your name. No, I didn't.
When they were telling the story,
but they didn't say your name, did they?
Yeah. They were talking about, they were saying,
Shit.
Yeah. So it was me they were talking about, right? So
I thought they were talking about Darcy.
No. So it happened, right? Yeah, it happened, but it didn't happen like the G's that they claimed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
they, first of all, it was Shane, Abnormal, who actually sucker punched me straight up.
Holy fuck.
And it was just one punch. That's it. That's all it was. And then they all went inside, and then I was waiting, and whatever, it was what it was. And that's it. And then the thing is, then they came on here bragging about like there's some real OGs, right?
Yeah.
So you know, they got caught slipping. And let me
I mean,
let me tell you
this.
this.
Literally.
Yeah. But let me tell you this. They're
No
not.
disrespect.
No,
They're not. They're not. They're not OGs. They're not OGs at all.
Well, they're young lads, man, absolutely, and it's no disrespect to them for agreeing with you on that, but you know what I mean. They're young, honestly.
And then whatever, they put out a diss track, and quite frankly, like, we didn't feel the need to respond because it was fucking trash, straight up. Like, I'm sorry,
I didn't even understand what the diss track was about.
Yeah, like, it was really like, apparently I have man boobies. Like, I don't know. Apparently I look like a lesbian with man tits. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That was about the only diss they had. Like, and even at that, it's like, what's on your mind, bro?
So like it came. Oh yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
They put it out, and you know what? And this is why I'm gonna clear things, because I know they're gonna see this, they're gonna watch this, and I'm not trying to start no beef. I'm not trying to resurrect no old shit. I'm not trying to make distractions.
I gotta say, there's been a few people that have come on here after that episode specifically to tell their part of the story because of what they dug up. So, yo, man, everyone's got the floor. Like, it's all respect on our end. We don't. Yeah. So there's no hate or.
But I mean, I just don't want other people catching feelings over me talking about it. And it's like, and it starts some nonsense. Like, I'm just telling it what really happened. Like, that's straight up what happened. Like, I'm in the club. I was there because I was already, okay, I will admit, I was already kind of like, there was already tension with them. There was already something going on. It had to do with somebody else, but there was already something happening. So whatever, man, I was just there, and it turned out I was like, it's fucked up, because it goes back over some dumb shit, like, don't forget, like, I was at all their shows. I used to go to all their shows. I hired them to shoot a video for me. You know what I'm saying? That's how it started to slowly, like, it's like it went from you get your video in a week to we can't do your video anymore to went to someone else, and then this person got paid yet again, and then this person took forever again, and then it was like but it was one of their boys that it went to, and it was like, and I don't know, man, it just to me it just that so it just and I tried to be as patient as I could through the whole situation. I was like, my shit done, and I listened to all the excuses. And I heard all the nonsense and all the whatever, and it's like, okay, it is what it is, but I'm still, that still doesn't give me what you said you were gonna give me. Yeah. So whatever. So that was all like, so like I was trying to fuck. I was trying to be down. I was trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I got all this experience. I'm so and so, and I could maybe help you guys out. I could, like, but it's like, no, I get it. You're young. You don't, you know it all. And you ain't gonna listen to what some fucking old washed up rapper's gonna be telling you, right? So whatever, man, it is what it is. So yeah, man, I was just whatever. I guess maybe over some nonsense, I mentioned something about whatever, and then one of it was Shane's girlfriend, I guess, went online mentioning my name, saying that I'm threatening people and I'm doing this and that. And then, so I'm standing at the doorway, and then I noticed her. And I realized that's who she was. I didn't know until I saw her. I was like, hey, I said, you're that fucking bitch. Like saying that I'm doing this, and I'm doing like, yo, like, why are you, And then it was as I was talking to her, I got fucking drastic comes and says, why are you trying to talk shit to our girls, blah, blah, blah. And as I fucking turned to him, from the crowd, one time came through, right? And it got me right, ding me fucking right in the chin, right here. And that was it. And that's all that came of it. You know what I mean? And it was done. It wasn't no like, they fucked me up, they roughed me up, and they, it was nothing like that. It was what it was. And then then like I said, they remember they were here telling the story, blah blah. So needless to say, I mean, they were grabbing a coffee out in the south one day, and they ran into my buddy, and Darren drove away with a couple of fucking shiners while Drastic locked himself in the truck, refusing to come out.
Damn.
Actually, I think I heard something about that.
Two guys, one dude, the G's that they were on here talking about how untouchable they are,
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. He was untouchable, all right, because he locked himself in the truck. But
that's funny shit.
Well, I think we've heard all sides of the tape now.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's really like that's what happened, and it was done, and then so after it was all said and done, I guess me being the fucking whatever, I could be a bit of an asshole, I guess. I'll admit it. I don't know. I might have shit posted some shit to them, whatever.
Everyone can get caught up in some emotions,
Someone sent me some memes, right?
Yeah.
About them.
Okay.
Someone sent them to me.
I know what they were.
Okay. I didn't make them. I didn't ask nobody to make them for me. I had no idea who made them or like nothing like this. I know who sent them to me, but I'm not gonna say who sent them to me, but they were sent to me. That's all I know. Like, and I guess they felt we were behind them. They felt that I was behind it, that I did that.
Yeah.
Because they think that, I guess they had some issues before with what's his name, with Darcy, I guess, with DJ Boom.
Yeah.
DJ Boom did some shit.
He's the one that made the video.
He made the video, the meme of him falling and all that. So they thought, but this is what they don't know is we don't fuck with Boom no more either, right?
Okay.
DJ Boom, similar situation ended up happening between him and I.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't fuck with him no more. And it was over some dumbness because me, we. As far as I'm concerned, he was our DJ, helped us out. He any show he did, really, he got paid.
Yeah.
And that's like, we,
he was like
the thing is
after stage DJ?
Yeah, he was, because like he when we got back together and stuff, he helped us out, and straight up, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna shout out DJ Boom straight up, because he did help us out. He gave us a space to practice and whatever. So I get it, man. I get why he was hurt that we weren't gonna use him as a DJ anymore, and I know that's all it was.
Yeah.
But he like everyone else, they get to the social media and they get to the bashing and they and fuck, man.
Best place for it.
Yeah, and the thing is like me, I'm old school in a sense where like I don't like the banter back and forth on social media. I like to deal with situations. So anyways,
don't have the fucking time of day for
it was what it was, man. And like honestly, like I have no ill wills towards nobody, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Drastic, fuck. Shout out Sid. Shout out Sudden Movement.
Hell yeah, man. Right? Man, that's what's up.
But yeah, man, it's over now, and I'm just.
Yeah, man. I hope everyone's past it, anyways. Everyone needs.
I think we just. So I guess that was what the diss track was about, was because that's what motivated them.
Yeah.
To put the track out. But I think that just has to do with the fact that they thought I made those memes.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
And then again, like I said, the track. Yeah. Hey, if it's fire, it's fire. I'll be the first to say it. I will be the first to say it.
Well, I guess we can put that whole, saga to bed.
Yeah, true that.
Well,
that's the story.
Right?
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
That is the story. I don't care who says what. That's what happened. Okay, I got sucker punched. Yeah, my fuck, he bruised my chin, man. He got me good. He tagged me fucking good. But then again,
crazy,
he squared up. He had like, I wasn't watching, I wasn't looking.
That's crazy. When they were telling the story, I honestly, they were on pretty early, so at that point, we hadn't really met many people.
Yeah. No, I know.
So we were just going along with it.
No, I get it. No, I get it. But yeah, and you know what? Realistically, I didn't even want to be talking about it.
Well, I mean, everyone.
It is what it is.
Everyone's got to say their piece.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what? And it's because
we had Jay David on here too. He said his piece.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, shout out Jay David, because Jay David.
He's a dope artist.
I like Jay David, man. Straight up.
He can spit. That guy's got gills.
No, he's got some talent for sure. That kid. And I actually said it the night that I was there. The night that I met for the first time, where I got inspired again to whatever. Like, I went upstairs and I was talking to Jay David, and and I was telling him, like, yeah, man, fucking, because I actually, I checked the stuff, you know what I mean, before I did my homework, and I was talking to him and saying, you're all right, whatever. So he's dope. Shout out, Jay David,
for sure.
But no, man, some it was just stupidness, And I just hate that it happened, but whatever it did, and that's really
can only move on past it.
Yeah, and and honestly, I hate to say it, but like, it was like the Monday that happened to them. When my buddy
made the video. Or?
No, he didn't make the video, but when
I know what you. In the truck
and
whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So that was on a Monday, right? I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday or something. Like, it was early in the week, and it was the Friday that Markland died.
Oh.
So to me, it was like, damn, like,
all this crazy shit happening.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, all in 1 week, and I took it very hard, because I thought it really humbled me. You know what I mean? For a second, because I thought that's just bad karma sometimes, right? Like, you put that energy out, and then and I hate to think about it like that, but it is what it is, man. And like I said, I hate the whole thing happened, and
can only move past it.
Yeah, we just moved past it, but at least I told my side of the story.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I mean, that's as far as I know it to be. I didn't see it any other way. That's just what happened. So so yeah, man, fucking
close that book and
just
continue
move
on, man.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to doing some stuff on the show coming up on November 1st.
Yeah, man, absolutely. We're excited to see the show. We'll be there. Yeah. We'll be on the stage a little bit before you, and then
dope.
Yeah, man, it'll be Ruckus taking the shit disturber.
Yeah.
Ripping that stage apart.
Yeah.
Next Friday. It'll be a good one, man. I'm not even gonna front, like, it's our second show next Friday, so we're not we're the best. I'm not gonna fucking lie. No, I'm just,
it. 4G audio. We'll be in there.
We out here.
No, but man, we have fun. Fuck, that's what it's all about at the same time.
Exactly.
There's actually gonna be a lot of good artists in the building that night.
Yeah.
There will be, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know there's a couple firsts as well, so give them the chance, and
No, I'm all for it, man.
For sure, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm good, man.
Fucking right.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna take a shot for my boy.
Yeah, do it up, bro. So you sent you want us to play an instrumental? What are you thinking on that?
Yeah.
You feeling that right now?
Mm-hmm.
Got some scissors down there?
I thought I chucked them over there somewhere.
All right. Hopefully, I haven't. Haven't gotten too out of it.
Yeah, it's all good. That's what the 4G Audio podcast is all about. We break that professional seal.
That's it.
you know, and we bring you into your raw, authentic self, and maybe even break that down a little bit.
Do we need that auxiliary cable or?
Let's get it. Do we? I got.
Yo, you asked me a question about this instrumental earlier, and it is that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it over there.
I got it right here, right now, ready to go. Auxiliary.
Or that it won't work on your. Oh, is it on your phone?
Phone, yeah. Got it right here.
Oh man.
I just hope this audio.
You ready to go right away?
On the stream.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. He's in another world over there. He's in he's 5 minutes ago.
I'm good.
You good? All right. Here we go.
All right, let's do this. Yo, this Memo, yo, HSG baby, yo, half-size giants, rest in peace to my boy Giant. So we're gonna do it like this for the 613, cause I never did no challenge. We had no TT, 613, Canada's capital city, yo, that's where we be. Where the senators ain't winning no standing up, but we still got lots of love, cause that's family stuff. From Richie to Russell, what you know about that? Orleans to Canada, where you at? You already know what I'm about, I represent that South. Hunters, throw the H's out, and let me hear you shout Southside. If you come around, you might die. You might not, but they might try, cause the murder rate is getting high. Dispensaries got us getting high, so we just out here getting by. And these kids are wild, man, yo, they'll take your life, and they won't think twice. No more fist fights, now it's guns and knives. Let's take a place where it's Halloween every night. They call it VA, what you need, eh? Methadone clinics and crack fiends losing weight. Opiate epidemic ODs every day. People dying at a high rate, cause the high grade. So carry naloxone, cause a life you might take. The place where stars are born, but they not made. Even though they from here, yo, they not saying. Cause there wasn't any love when there was no fame. There wasn't any love before the dough came. Even if you got no change, you can still ride, go free. Hop the back of the OC, man, I'm so capsy when I hop on this track like LRT. Even though it's late, it's still great for the city. We bringing it back and bridging the gap. I'm on my king shit like Mackenzie with this rap. We royalty, so come and test me like loyalty. Boy, you'll see, my shit's hot like royalty. So anyone who thinks that they can handle me, infrared be my team, you know what I mean. You know that you can handle me. HSG, the capital's first family. I'ma take it on like this and do it freestyle off the top of the dome, cause that's how we do when we come on the show. What do we call it? It's 4G audio. Because you know when I go, I say adios cuando lo vengo en español. Porque sabes que yo siempre lo traigo así. Porque yo vengo aquí y lo hago así siempre pa' todo. Because you know I'm coming through, I'm making mucha bulla. Taking all you rap pendejos, because you stand left to try to get close, but still you chose to end up with those that I dispose. I show these rookies so the pro slam your ass like dominoes when you try to pose, but I be holding the last one, watching your ass run. I drop them on the stage, back go off like Kuwait. Number one, what I rate, checkmate, you make your fate. Yo, 2020, baby, I'm coming.
Yeah, Memo. Fire, bro.
And honestly, I wrote that because I didn't do a Cap City challenge.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, but the thing is like I told you, we're in the country. Like, so I've been out of the house, like just working like a madman, and like I haven't been doing too much social media, just whatever. So I didn't get the chance. I really wanted to go hard with it and do something dope. And I would have done something like a little video thing, like do it right, but I really didn't, whatever. It's not like I needed the money, like that. The challenge was, $200, whatever it is, what it is. But just to put something out would have been dope.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I figured, hey, you know what? I'm coming on this show.
Yeah.
And what better place to premiere my Cap City challenge,
for sure.
Then for you guys,
we'll clip
right?
that too.
Fucking
We'll
right,
clip
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We gotta
sure.
clip that for sure. We'll clip it and put it out.
No, I did just write it, so I fell off. But I feel like I did, but all in all, I think it was.
No,
really
man.
good.
No,
good,
Well, no, you didn't fall off, but you eventually started to go a lot harder, though. You really got into it. For sure. No, that was really sick, man. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. That was
man.
dope.
No, it was a solid time, man.
Yeah.
A bit of a history lesson for us.
Yeah, really.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
like
it,
I said,
man.
man, we've been there from day one, bro. We've been there, you know.
Hell yeah.
We are hip hop here in the city, man. Like for real, like really like
Real
you saw,
OG.
and I mean, I don't know if you saw the coverage, like when Giant died.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Like,
There
you saw newspapers.
There was like
Yeah.
6 articles in the Hip Hop
like,
Canada.
you know, a mural about him, like, and it wasn't just the online stuff, but like CBC Canada covered it.
Yeah,
That's
man, it was
worldwide.
huge. Yeah.
We
We actually just started doing our
Jamaica. It was on the front. It was on the front cover of the Jamaican Star.
No way.
The other
crazy.
like the 2 major Jamaican newspapers.
Yeah.
They front cover. Like, you know, it was big. It was big things, man. You know,
Yeah.
so for us, for other people to try to take away from us is not right. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry to say, but I don't think like if you know, I don't think most people would get just that kind of recognition and coverage. That if you know,
Yeah.
if it was, you know, so you know, I'm just saying that
Agreed, man. You guys,
you know, we
put your footprint in
and
this city.
honestly, and once again, I still feel like even if I still don't like, you know, because hey, you know, once again, hey, the track, it didn't really, you know, do what I expected it would do. The Danny Fernandez one.
Yeah.
You know, homie died, and so the motivation to really do this group thing again, I think is, you know, for Ironic, I think it was because to do it as the group, it was just easy, you know. But to try to go on now as a duo and try to make up for what we're missing,
It's gonna challenge you guys for
it's
sure.
gonna challenge us to the point where he was already not trying to do music, right?
Oh,
he was
man.
already trying to like be, you know what I
It'd
mean?
be tough to continue doing right after too, man. You know, and to lose such a backbone.
So I'm just here, like, basically, like, I don't know, man. I just felt like I wanted to tell my story.
Hey, man, man, that's what it is. You came to the right spot.
Maybe like the people that don't really know, you know, maybe got a little bit of a background or an insight as to what I've actually really done and what we actually really did for Ottawa, you know.
Yeah, man.
And it's funny, and I was gonna add another thing too. So
reality checks.
So this was another thing too. So and actually I got the footage. But it's on VHS, and it's very hard to see. I have to figure out, anyways. But I have it.
At the end of
So it was shortly after like the whole video flop and the album flop and I don't want to do this anymore and whatever. Like just in 97. There was this thing in Ottawa. It was called the Props and the Papes.
Okay.
So they did this. It was a competition for all Ottawa rap groups, and the winner was gonna win $1,000, and that's papers, you know. And then the props, there was the end all be all of who's what, who's who, who's best. This competition ends it, right? And we were like, yeah, should we do the show? Should we not? Yeah, it's been. We're like, fuck, we haven't. You know, nobody knows who we are anymore. Should we do it? Blah blah. And we did the show, and we actually won.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
That's sick.
I went inside to see who won. I remember I was outside, and I was like, oh, I wonder who won. Honestly, I'm gonna say straight up, that night I actually thought Boogaloo Tribe won. Like, shut up, Patrick. Jugga, but I actually thought they won because they had a tight show and they were dope. And then I look and it's Giants on stage. He was the only one on stage. He was accepted in and he was like, I was like, hey, I got up there too.
Yeah.
It was. So it was like that was another thing again. It was like, wow, like we really, you know, like there's really something here, you know?
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
And that night, I remember it was the judges. It was like Cardinal Official, I think, was a judge that night.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and there was some other judges and stuff. And then once again, it was almost, you know, like we won, so it was like, oh, but it's fixed, or it's this, or you know what I mean? We can never just win. But it is what it is, man. But yeah, no, man. So I was just saying, like, it's we just you know, we always had. Every time we kind of, you know, there was always this thing about us, you know, like people just wanted to see. And you know, I still even when I wasn't doing music, like I'd get, you know, I'd run into people that, hey, weren't you in that rap group?
Yeah.
You know, I remember you guys, and it's like, it's just crazy for me to like that people like actually remember, you know, certain things. And they actually, like, you know, we actually made enough of an impact that they remember us. But you know, when I think about it, was the time, right? It was different. Like those days there was no social media.
Yeah,
what it was. So we were on TV then. So to people our age back then, like, we were big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
for
they
sure.
remember that. That was what they grew up with.
Yeah.
You know?
Saw you on TV.
And
if you're on the TV, man, you know.
Yeah, and I hold that shit close.
No doubt, man. I would too.
What's a story to tell, man?
Yeah.
And like you said, not a lot of people are gonna do that.
Yeah.
No, exactly, man.
And like I was saying, once again, you know, I'm okay with just, you know, even if, like I was saying earlier.
And man, you were on MTV when it was good.
Yeah. Much Music, MTV was playing our stuff. Yeah, man.
Much Music, yeah. Yeah, I guess Much Music was Canada
and Rap City. It was Rap City. Actually, we hosted Rap City twice.
No
shit.
We were hosts on Rap City twice. We got to, like, you know, actually introduce the videos and all that. So we did that twice. We did the Extend the Mix show live. Yeah, we did a lot with Much Music, actually. We were nominated for a YTV Achievement Award. The only reason I remember we didn't win was because of
it was
our
YTV.
album wasn't. It was just the discrepancy over the album not being complete by a certain deadline.
Oh, okay.
But I still got the voting.
I was gonna say, like, the content on the album.
I was at the NAC. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
That's sick though, man. Like, see, exactly, like, that's that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah, little things like that, you know. And we actually performed on YTV. There was a show called It's Alive. You can actually, the footage is on. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on YouTube. You can watch it, and it's us. We do a performance of one of our songs from the Maple Flava album, and it's YTV, and the guest of the show that day was what's his name from Saved by the Bell, Screech.
Oh shit!
So we got the
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin Diamond. Yeah. That's right. So we got to kick it with him here. You can. I'm fucking.
Oh yeah.
I'm Blitz, man.
Yeah. Welcome to 4G.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Like, I actually feel like I want to puke. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's you know, like I said, I'm good, man. I'm okay with the way things are, and you know, I just wanted to come on here and tell my story and talk it up with you dudes. You guys look like some cool ass dudes.
Yeah, well, we appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming through.
Yeah, no, I smoke a hell of a lot of weed, and I don't drink too much, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't mind a drink here and there.
When the occasion
man.
calls for it.
Takes the edge off. That's right.
Social beers.
Yeah, man. Well, hell,
But,
man. We'll
yeah.
see you next weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks a lot for coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
for
We
sure, man.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been another great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no,
good.
I feel-
Hour and 45 minutes, if you can believe that.
Yeah, no,
Damn.
I
It
feel
went by
like,
quick.
Yeah.
we're not worthy.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Dope.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you, guys.
Presence of a legend.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But no, man.
Go do
I
your
fucking, I hope the best for you guys. in the future,
Absolutely,
too,
man.
Like, I
Yeah,
hope
we'll be
that, duo shit goes
watching
down.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Ironic on.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe have the both
Yeah.
of these on.
Both.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah,
Right,
we
man.
welcome returners.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
maybe the
man.
video
So-
comes out or something. We're trying to do like a November 11th, like a Remembrance Day release.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The song, like, if you actually listen to it and the lyrics and what it's about, it's about, like, it's called State of Emergency, and basically it's about the world
Yeah, well, I've
being in
listened
a
to
state of emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
man.
it's funny because
Sick.
It's got
we
the
wrote-
George Bush thing at the start.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna keep that, but
that's what's cool,
man.
man.
But you know what? It was relevant then because we wrote it. We actually wrote it like
around 9/11 or something.
Yeah, it was like it's it had only been 2 years, right?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man, song's dope. So it's the last video we got to shoot, and like I said, it was just one of those visuals we wanted to put out anyways, because we always, we thought, why not, right? So and I just, I've always liked the song, so
yeah, that's sick, man.
Any content is content.
Yeah,
exactly.
I look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
All right, well, you heard it here first, you heard it here last.
Yeah, fucking right. Well, thanks for coming out.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys for fucking having us over or whatever the fuck. Go back to what you were doing.
Turn that little square off.
Anyways, I'm Styles the Prophet.
Thanks for tuning in. B
This
Show.
is the fucking
4G Audio Podcast.
Get the fuck
Memo.
out of here.
Catch you in the next one.
Peace.